G'day kids, Ozzie here. Now this is going to be an awesome episode because we've come along to a place called Carmsley Hill City Farm and we're going to learn about, you guessed it, farmyard animals. And if we're lucky, we might even learn how to milk a cow. This is going to be a cracker, kids, so come on, let's get inside and check it out. Now, just before we get started on today's episode, kids, let me just remind you about our merch items available on our website, like our mini Aussie hat made just for kids' heads. One of my favourites, Aussie socks, with a nice little message reminding you to always stay keen. You can get yourself a sweatband, just like Aussie's, but even cooler, with Aussie's logo. Or a mini replica Aussie tee made just for you kids. Or, brand new to our website, is our personalised video message made just for you from Ozzie. Right now available on our website, aussieforkids.com.
Ozzie, 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 oi! Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
All right, Ozzie, so we've got a few of our cows here today.
Ah, very good. Now, what kind of cows are these guys?
Well, these are two of our young dairy cows, all right? So an actual baby cow is called a calf.
Okay.
So they're actually still drinking from their mum at the moment.
Right.
But they're hanging out in our pen for this time of the day.
Very cool. How old would these calves be?
So these ones here, they're now about 5 months old.
5 months?
5 months, yeah. So
Okay.
nearly half a year old.
So these cows are dairy cows, so
That's
that
right.
means that they're bred for their milk?
That's correct, yes.
And you have other cows that you breed on the farm, is that right?
That's right, we do. Yeah, there's one just over here if you want to have a look at it.
Love to.
Yeah, perfect.
This is an impressive looking cow.
It is. Now, you might be thinking that this is a boy cow or a bull.
It does look like a bull to me.
It does, with
Yeah.
those big horns.
Yeah.
This is Sandy. Sandy's one of our girl cows, actually.
It's a girl cow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
and where's Sandy from?
Sandy is from a place called Scotland.
Scotland.
Yes, that's right. So it gets pretty cold over there.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's from Scotland because she's got that really, really long fur. So
Okay.
we call them Scottish Highlanders. So
Okay.
they're found in the Highlands there. And because it gets so cold, they need that really thick fur to keep them nice and warm in those, really cold times of the year.
Yeah, right. Now, is this cow bred for meat or for dairy?
This one's bred for meat.
Okay.
So you can use these cows for meat here on the farm. And you can also use, we've got another cow but just behind us that we're used for meat as well, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
The big grey one just
That's
here.
right. So this here is Delilah.
Hello, Delilah.
And Delilah is a beautiful cow. Our Delilah is actually from India.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this type of cow is called a Brahmin. And known to be from India. They're a little bit like an animal called a camel. Have you heard of a camel before?
I have heard of a camel, a bit of a hump on their back.
That's right. If you have a look at Delilah, she's also got a hump on her neck there, on her little shoulders.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so she stores a little bit of fat in there in case she doesn't find any food in her travels. If she's out in the wild, in the bush, she's got a bit of fat there to keep her going.
Very
But she does
interesting.
love a little bit of a scratch. And these types of cows are also used for meat as well.
Okay. Okay, so what kind of food would Delilah eat?
Well, Delilah would eat lots of grass out in the paddock. So
Yep.
she likes that really nice, thick green grass that we have out in our paddocks. But she also eats the similar things to what our sheep and our goats eat. So all that chaff
Okay.
that you fed to some of our sheep earlier, they like to eat a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, great. Now, are all cows the same? They all just love grass?
Most cows, they do love to graze on nice, rich grass.
So that's what it's called when they're just out there munching in the green fields?
Yeah, we call them, the grazing on
Grazing.
the grass,
Yeah, great. And there's one more cow behind you,
There
I believe.
is, yes. We might say hello to this girl over here.
Now, what's this girl's name?
So this is Custard.
Custard. Now, that is a cool name. Is that because of the colour?
It does help with the colour, but also it's because she's really good at making something for us.
What does she make for us?
She makes us milk for us. So she's a dairy cow.
Of course. So kids, you might think that milk comes from a bottle or a carton. Well, you're right, but where does it come first? It comes from the cow. So am I right in saying that the cow produces the milk out of its udders?
That's right. So just near her back legs, we can almost see like a big bag, and that's called her udder, and that's where all the milk is right now. And then a little bit further down, okay, she almost looks like there's like a little finger down there. So that is called her teat. And if we wanted to milk her, we would have to squeeze her teat to get a bit of that milk out. Yeah.
But with her calves, that's where they get the milk from as well.
That is right, yeah. So those calves will drink from her, and that's where they're going to get the milk from.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Very good. Now, what other important facts can we find out about these beautiful cows? What else do they do for us in the paddock?
Well, not only do they help keep the grass down so not growing too much, okay, but we can actually use their poo, okay? We call this manure, and or we can use it as fertilizer. It actually helps the grass and helps our plants to grow nice and big and strong. So you might use it in your garden, in your backyard, help all of your trees to grow nice and big. So really important animal we have here.
Very important animal. Such an important part of farm culture and farm life.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah, great. Well, maybe, hopefully, Ozzie gets a chance to give it a milk later.
We'll see how we go. We'll see. Yeah, we might be able to get a cow for you to have a milk.
Awesome. So if we milk the cows, how often do they get milked?
Usually about 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day if they're making lots of milk.
That's a lot of milk.
It is a lot of milk.
And so once the cow's been milked, where does the milk then go?
Well, it has to go to a factory.
Okay.
And they make it, make sure it's safe for us to drink. So they do a few things to our milk, and then it might be put into some bottles for us, and then it'll end up in our stores. There's lots of things we can make out of our milk, okay? So from her name, custard.
Custard.
All right. And there's lots of other different things we can make out of milk, okay? We've got things like yogurt.
Yep.
All right, there's butter that you might spread on a bit of toast. Of course. Okay, cheese. I like a toasted cheese sandwich myself.
Oh, yum.
Okay, and you can also make a bit of ice cream.
Oh, don't we all love ice cream, kiddos?
It's one of my favorites.
So without the cow, without the beautiful dairy cow, we wouldn't have all those amazing foods. So
that's right.
Very important.
They are, yeah. They help make lots and lots of yummy foods for us.
Awesome.
All right, Ozzie, would you like to know how to milk a cow?
I'd love to learn how to milk a cow.
Oh, perfect. Well, we've got custard here, and we're going to give milk custard today.
So this is our girl that we met earlier.
That's right, yeah, exactly. So, so we know she's one of our dairy cows. So, you're going to learn how to milk one of our cows today.
Awesome. So, show us how it's done.
All right. So, we need a stool to sit on. It comes in here. Before we milk our cows out, okay, we need to make sure we've got some nice clean hands. So,
of course, I'll give them a wash.
Give them a wash. Dip them in there. Okay. I'll do the same. We've got my bowl here. All right. We don't want to put any germs onto our cows and make them sick, do we? So, all right. So we come over here, and just like before, remember this part? That's her udder.
Udder.
That's right. And then a little bit further down, we've got her teat. So that's what we have to squeeze to get the milk out. Okay. So how I milk the cows out, right? I like to make an L like this. And I just put my L and I squeeze at the top, and all I have to do is just slide down like that.
Squeeze and slide.
Squeeze and slide. All right.
Looks pretty easy.
Do you want to give it a go?
Oh, I'd love to try. Here goes, kids. L shape.
That's it. Up top. Just like a professional.
There you go, kids. So Ryan, how long would I have to do this for until custard is finished? How do we know?
Well, we'd keep going until we couldn't get any more milk, and I reckon that would take about 20 minutes to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
You'd get some tired fingers, wouldn't you?
You would, yeah.
So on the farms that have heaps and heaps of cows, dairy cows,
yeah.
Is this how they do it? Do they have lots and lots of farmers just sitting there milking cows like this a couple times a day?
Maybe back in the day they would, a long time ago. But nowadays you've got a special machine that hops onto their teats and does the job for us.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry about it. And it takes, it's a bit quicker than 20 minutes. So it might take me 5 or 10 minutes Depends how much milk your cow has.
Yeah. So how much milk would we get out of a cow like Custard?
Oh, well, like Custard here, we could get about maybe 25 to 30 litres of milk in one day. So
Wow.
that's about maybe 2.5 to 3 of these buckets that we have here today.
Wow.
There's a lot of milk.
That's a lot of milk. That's a lot of bowls of cereal.
It is indeed.
A lot of hot chocolates. A lot of dairy products.
That's right.
I
I think
think
you've done a pretty good job today.
she's starting to get empty. Maybe not.
There's always a little bit more milk. But now that you've done one teat, you've got to do all of the others. So she's got 4 teats, okay? And you have to milk every single one.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. That's a lot of milk.
It is. All right.
Well, that's been lots of fun.
You can see how much milk you've got today.
Okay, so we can't just go ahead and drink that right now, can we?
Definitely not. So what we have to do, once it goes to the factory, okay, they have to do something to make it safe for us to drink.
Okay.
So they might heat the milk up to kill off any bad bacteria, to get rid of any germs that might be inside the milk. So it's nice and safe for us to drink.
Okay.
All right, and after that, then usually it'll end up at our shops, okay? So maybe you might even do something else with it. Okay, we might even put it through a really fine filter to stop all of the cream and the milk from separating.
Right.
So a long time ago, milk used to come in a glass bottle. You have to shake it up to make sure all the cream is in your milk. But nowadays, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so you got your full cream, you got your light.
That's right.
You got your skim. You got everything else you need.
You've got
every kind of milk.
Every
under the sun
kind of
these
milk.
days, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
Very good.
I reckon you've done a pretty good job today.
All right, well, thank you very much, Ryan. Now, we might leave Custard here. Thank you very much, Custard. And we'll go and check out some more animals, shall
Awesome.
we?
No worries. All right,
Okay.
Ozzie.
Horses.
Yeah, so we've got this beautiful girl here. This here is Janie.
Janie, what a beautiful looking horse. What kind of horse is Janie?
So we call Janie a Clydesdale.
Okay.
And
Beautiful.
what they're really good for is pulling really heavy carriages.
Okay.
And things like that. So your horse and carriage, that's what our Clydesdales are really good for.
They're very beautiful looking animal.
Yes.
And you've got other horses here on the farm?
Yeah, we do. We have some Australian stock horses.
Okay.
Really good to help us move our cows. So we're riding our horses around.
Right.
All right, and maybe cracking your whip on your horse and
Okay.
helping to move all of those cows into a different paddock. And
Right.
guiding them in the right way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're a working animal on
Yes,
the farm?
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because we don't use horses for meat or for produce.
No.
They're purely a working animal for the
That's
farm.
right.
Help
So
the
they
farmers
help
out.
us out. Yeah,
Yep.
they work on the farm and help us to to do our job and make our jobs a little bit easier.
Yeah, great. So what kind of food do horses eat?
They love to graze on the grass throughout the day, so they'll be grazing on grass in the paddocks. But we also like to feed them things like grains and oats, as well as lots of that chaff, so that really dried grass as well.
Okay.
And mix it all together, and that's the type of stuff she'll get in the mornings, and then she'll come out in the afternoon and she'll be grazing out in the paddocks.
Great stuff. Okay, so Janie's a very beautiful animal.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Clydesdales, really big horse. You can see they have really big legs and big hooves, all right, to help us to get around. All right, she's also, the hair on the top of her head up here, we call this her mane. So she's got a nice big mane and a nice big tail as well. So in Clydesdales, they tend to get really long as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Aren't you beautiful?
So Janie here is 6 years old. So yeah, she's still quite young.
All right, well, we've certainly seen lots and lots of animals today. You've been a wealth of information. You've taught me a lot, and hopefully the kids at home have learned a lot as well. So thank you so much, Ryan, for having us here at Carmsley Hill City Farm.
Yes.
Kids, if you want to come along to Carmsley Hill City Farm, it's definitely the place to be to learn about all these animals, get up close and personal, see where the food comes from and the important role that farms play in our culture. Thank you again.
You're welcome. No worries.
Kids, hope you've learnt lots, hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you again on the next episode. Until then, stay keen. Hey kids, did you have lots of fun today watching Ozzie? I hope so. Did you know that we've got a heap of Ozzie episodes on our YouTube channel? If you haven't already, go back and have a scroll through. I reckon you'll find some others that you absolutely love. And while you're there, why don't you hit subscribe? That way you won't miss out on any of our new videos that we bring out. We'll see you again soon, kids. Until then, stay keen. Oh, and by the way, did you happen to find the hidden Ozzie icon in that video? Yeah, make sure you look closely because they're in every single video. That's right. Stay keen, kids.
Ozzie, 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 oi! Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of